Hey craft buddies, it's me Amber from handstitchtreasures.com and welcome to my channel. Here you will find easy to follow tutorials on how to crochet, knit, and so much more. If you're ready to get stitch crazy, then let's get crafty. Hey craft buddies, so today's video is actually going to be my last video in my beginning basic crochet series. If you need to catch up on any of the other tutorials I have for this, go to my channel and check it out. There will also be a link or two down in my description box of my previous video that I had. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to join your work in the round. It's really simple. This is typically what you're going to use when you make granny squares, toboggans, hats, any kind of pattern that has to deal with working in a circular pattern. This is how you're going to work it. And if you see that stain right there, please excuse that. That is candle wax. My fiance was cleaning out, we have one of those candle melt warmers, and he was switching out the wax, and for some reason just thought it would be great to put it right there. So it's been there, and I haven't found anything to get it up yet. I thought the rain would, but you know, it didn't. So just excuse that, it's not even there. So we're gonna go ahead and begin. I'm gonna start out with my basic slip knot, and again, I always put the end of my yarn and I kind of wrap it around all my fingers, and I pick it up, insert my thumb, and then just grab the yarn. And I'm not going to chain very many because normally you don't really need to chain that many when starting out with starting out in the round. Because if you look at like hats or toboggans, they're always very small on the top, so you don't need that much. And I'm just going to go ahead and chain up 5 here. Oops, got caught. Alright, now one thing I never shown in my last videos, let me take my hook out here so I can show you. I didn't show any of, okay, so on the front you have the little V pattern, little hearts, whatever you want to call it. Some people tend to call each side of the V legs. What I haven't shown you yet is if you flip your work over, my yarn's in the way. If you flip your work over, you have these little bumps. If you see that? And these have been called little other names as well. I think railroad tracks is one that I've heard, but I could be wrong. But when you start out for joining in the round, you're going to take your hook and you're going to want to go basically under the top. So you're going to want to get your hook under both of the legs, the V's, whatever you choose to call them. And it can be tricky here, so don't be afraid to use those fingers. Okay, so there you go. You want to make sure that this is nice and flat, that it's not all twisted. So I'll show you that again. You're going to take your hook and you're just going to insert it right underneath there. Make sure it's not all twisted. Now, I like, some people will throw their yarn back behind them. I like to put it in front. Whatever way works best for you to keep the tail end of the yarn out of the way. You're gonna weave that, well, actually work it into the round, and I'll show you that here in a second. So you got your hook in through, and you're gonna yarn over, and you're just gonna pull through both of those loops. That's it. It's that simple. So let me go ahead and show you that again. I'm going to insert that hook in there. You're going to yarn over and basically slide it through, which is your slip stitch, which was the last video that I put up yesterday or the day before. So what to do with this tail end, as I said, you're going to basically work that in when you're doing your pattern, so that way it saves you time from having to weave it in later. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start out with the double crochet here. And I have a video on how to do the double crochet, but actually let me do it this way. Okay, so you have your little ring there. I take my tail end of the yarn and I hold it along with the 1/2 of that chain round, yarn over, insert the hook, pull it up, yarn over, oops, I don't want to do that, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and the more you go, the more you do this, you're gonna find that it's gonna be kind of like twisting around that ring. So again, I hold my yarn, and when you work in the round, you're going to go in through that middle hole, that space. So let me go ahead and chain up some double crochets real quick. It's really nice to be able to hide the round, or I'm sorry, hide the tail this way. It makes it so much easier because I really hate weaving in my ends. I'm always scared that it's going to come out. So I do one of two things. I tend to either tie a knot, which a lot of people will consider a huge no-no, or when I'm changing colors or need to add on a new piece of yarn because I ran out, I weave it in with the work. But oops, that one didn't work out. We'll start that over. That's the great thing about crochet, is it's very forgiving. You can pull your hook out of your work and the knot stays. Now if you were to do that while knitting, it will fall, it like falls completely out. And I think I'm almost done here. So as you can see, as you're going in the round, this is going up underneath of it, and you can't even tell. And then you just trim off the excess. I'm just going to go ahead and do one more here, but we went completely around like so. See that? Okay, now to join in the round, and this is how you do it for all of your other rows, like from 2 to 50 if that's what you have. It's the same process. You're gonna look for the top chain of your first stitch. And my first stitch is right here. Come on, focus, focus. Alright, well anyways, my first stitch is right here. So this, if you follow it up, this is my first chain, or the top chain of my first stitch. So to join in the round, now it'll probably tell you to like chain up to do it, but just for this demonstration I'm not even going to do that. I'm just wanting to show you how to join it. So to do this, you're going to, I'm so sorry it won't focus. It was better like farther away. Okay, so insert your hook into that top chain of your stitch, and you're gonna do a slip stitch just like that. So I'll show you that again. Here's my first stitch right here. Follow it up. So that is my first chain. I'm going to insert my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, and that That, craft buddies, is how you join in the round. Now, I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'll show you. Sometimes with this tail end piece here, you see how you still have that tiny hole? Sometimes you can just pull on it and it closes that up. You can do that, or you could leave it open. Just depends on what kind of pattern you're following, or if you're making your own. But there you have it. Feel free to go and check out my other beginning basic crochet tutorials. And here soon I'm actually going to be beginning to start a knitting series, a basic knitting series. So if you wish to learn how to knit as well, subscribe to my channel and wait for all those little updates.